and welcome. This is Ruth and I'm back today again with another video for TONIC Studios, and this one is another of the showcase die sets, and this is called the Superb Slider Gift Box. So it actually makes up a beautiful little box with compartments in it, little drawers that can be lifted out, and I'm going to show you how to make this. I'll make two on the video and then I'll link to a blog post where I have a step-by-step photograph tutorial of how to make another one there. So there are 43 different dies in it, and as always I like to have a little look and see if there's anything at all that I can use on cards as well. So I can see already there's a lovely one. I actually just have cut this out. That would make a lovely tag. So it's got the straight edge here and the top with the rounded corners, and you would just punch a hole in that and you've got a tag, or a little piece that can be put in and out of a memory book. So that's with this die. And then there are all sorts of things like circles, and we have this beautiful one that could be used as a little sun ray effect in the background, and another little gift tag here, and this beautiful one that's a bit like a stained glass window here with a rectangle to go outside it, and then some beautiful little shapes here. So I think that we could adapt plenty of these to be used in cards as well. But for now I'm going to make the little slider box. So in between filming the introduction there and coming back to actually make something on video, I have done my blog post because I like to do that before I actually film something, and that way I can make a few mistakes and then I won't repeat them on video. So hopefully I make the mistakes or learn some things along the way, and that will save you making the same mistakes when you come to make it, and it will also save your card as well. I did learn quite a few things in the process of making this one. Anyhow, if you haven't been here before, you're very, very welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share if you haven't already done that, and hit the notification bell and keep up to date with all the rest of my videos. Please leave me a little comment and let me know what you think, and don't forget, if you do enjoy it, to give it a thumbs up and let your friends know as well. Thank you very much. Now, I'll show you this one first, and then that will maybe just explain some of the dies in this set. So it's actually a really, really cute little gift box. I have used some old Trimcraft paper that I have had for a long, long time since I was demoing, and I just had a few sheets left, but I thought it went really, really well with this. But you can use whatever colours and patterns that you like. In fact, you can just keep it plain. So here we are. I have this beautiful little bird on, and if you know me, you know I love birds. And there you go. There's the lid. I actually thought this looked a bit like a money box when I was making it, a little slit in there, and anyhow, there we are. So first of all, we've got this little compartment in here, and it is backed on to a little part at the front here where we've got three little drawers, and I have decorated the drawers and the base of this all in the same papers. But what I want to show you is that you can make the cylinder in any way you like. You can actually make this with the drawers here and drawers at the back, or you can make it with this little compartment for putting pens, or just for putting something really nice in. Not necessarily pens, something really, really nice. You can have that at the back and front as well. And this little handle then, whenever you put the lid on, just pops up through this slit again, and I hope I can see it in this light, but there we are. Yep, and there it is, and it's very easily carried. It's actually really beautiful. I'll just measure this while I'm here and while I remember. So from the top there to the bottom is 14 centimeters, and then we've got the handle on top of that as well, which is about another 2.5, almost 3 centimeters on top of that. The base then is roughly 10 centimeters in diameter, and I think that's probably about all you need to know. So first things first, I really, really think that some of this needs to be made in Craft Perfect ordinary card, the texture weave, and some is actually better made in the ivory smooth card. My initial samples, I thought it needed all to be made in the smooth card, and I wasted rather a lot of that because it didn't actually bend in the shape that I wanted it to get this cylinder perfect. there were creases in it and it didn't look good. So I've gone back to using Craft Perfect texture weave and some smooth card, and I'll explain along the way which I'm going to use in each part. I was actually just about to move on with the next part of my video whenever I remembered I hadn't actually showed you this little bit that I added on. So that's some of the TONIC Craft Perfect jute twine, and I just sort of twirled it around a little bit and made a kind of a bird's nest and added a couple of pearls in there. And I thought that looked really nice. It's just another little way you can use that twine. Now I have cut out 4 of the largest circles from the 300 GSM smooth card because I wanted to make this little base really firm, because that is the piece that everything else sits on. So that's from 300 GSM card. It says to cut out 2 in the instructions. I have cut out 4 because I just wanted to reinforce that. And then I've cut out 2 of these, and first of all I am going to glue both of these together along here, and then turn all these little pieces in and burnish that, and then form a little ring with it. Now you'll notice that I have turned all of these little tabs inwards on the bottom there and just slightly outwards at the top, just for the moment, because I'm going to glue all around these and pop one inside, and that helps it hold its shape. Once I've done that, then I'll cover the tabs on the other side, and then I'll fold these ones in and I'll put the third one on top of that. And there you can see I found another use for my TONIC Studios coaster. That's just the right size and a good weight for setting on top of that to keep those pieces together while the glue dries. So I've taken a piece of beautiful gold card from the same paper pad that I used for the last one. It's kind of foiled, it's really beautiful, and I've cut that from the full length of a 12 by 12 pad, and I've cut it 1 centimetre deep. And I'm going to put that right around the base here and leave the top cream. Now you will see that there's a slight little gap in there, and I'll just fill that in with another piece. It's just slightly too wide, the circle's slightly too wide for this strip, but I wouldn't have anything any longer. For the actual tube part then, I have taken the texture weave card, so that's the slightly lighter weight one, and I'm just going to shape that very slightly with my bone folder, just like that, to give it a slight curve on both of these pieces that I've cut. So that's this large die with the little tabs at the bottom. And I just need to attach these to each other now, and you can see there's a little tab down there with no glue tab at the bottom, and you'll just glue that on top of there and then attach the other side. So I've now got a rough kind of cylinder, but that will hold its shape once I get the rest of the paper and whatnot on. It's definitely a lot easier to use the less heavyweight card than the firmer one, because it definitely is more pliable. So the top then, these are 300 GSM again, and I have actually used the circle die. There's one here that I'll just show you. It's the middle-sized one, and there's slight little grooves in the die itself. So if I take this off and show you what I've done, think you should just be able to see it on top there. There's a little nick here and here on each side, and when you're putting that through the die cutting machine, it won't make a difference to the actual circle if you want to cut a circle out, but you can see the little notch, and when you set it on, if you just put this one inside it and line it up on both sides, it will give you that little slit, and that way you'll have all of these that match and the slit will be exactly in the center. So I am going to put glue around the outside of this one. You could actually put it on the tabs, but that's a little bit awkward after you've already got the cylinder made up, because it's a little bit long to get that down into. So what I'm doing is I'm going to just put the glue along the tab, it's this little part itself, and pop that down in, and then when I've that done, I'll put the other one on here and I'll align both of those perfectly, and then this is my decorative piece for the top to match in with this bottom part there. Now, hopefully you'll have noticed that I didn't line these pieces up with this, because I just thought that it made it a little bit more secure if the joints were staggered on it. And now I have the most beautiful green paper here. It's a beautiful textured one, and I'm going to wrap that around the cylinder, and that will keep it really, really firm, but it's also very, very pretty and decorative. So this measures 27 this way by 12 this way, and I'll glue this and add it onto that cylinder. And that's how that's going to go together. This piece will fit over the top there, and I think already it looks really, really nice. Now, for my next piece then, I want to make the little pockets that attach onto the side. So I have cut those in the Craft Perfect texture weave card. So I have used this die with the little scoop part at the top, and these are for the two pockets. This is for the piece in the center that holds the two pockets together with the handles. So I've cut two of those in 300 GSM card, and I have cut two of the little handles in the 300 GSM card as well. I will be gluing the handles together, and then inside this, so the two handles will be glued together like that, and then these will go back to back, and that will make a really, really firm piece in the center of that. But I wanted to decorate these, and I think it's easiest to do that before I curve it this time. So what I've done is I've cut the same die out twice in the patterned paper, and I'm just going to trim off these little glue tabs at the bottom, glue that on there, and then I'll curve this around, and I'll show you how I do that in a second or two. But I've also cut two little semicircles that fit down into the bottom. These are the little hinge parts that hold these pieces to the central part, and you need to cut out two of those, and I have found it doesn't actually matter which card you cut those in, either way, but you will glue one onto there, into the back of that, and then glue that on to the back of this. As you can see, I have these ready, and I just need to put the base into this. So I could go ahead and put the circle in, but it's actually much easier if I cut this semicircle first, put glue on the edge of it, and then drop it in there, and that helps these pockets keep their shape. Then I'm going to glue the two of them together with the little handle in the center, and glue them onto the circle base that fits that there. I've got this piece which fits down inside here, and then the little tabs at the top, the little handle, will actually just come up through that. And so I've just made sure I have it lined up like so, and up that pops. Now this piece needs to be glued on here, and I just want to have a little look at that first to see whether I want to add. I have this other piece cut out. I don't actually think I need it now, and I was going to add some patterned paper, but I actually think that this piece matches the handles just the way it is, so I'm just going to take this off and glue the base on then. Now I've set this aside, and this is what I usually do when I'm not too sure what way I want to finish these, but I know that I would like to add something extra in, and I need to just stop focusing on the actual making of them and then think about the details afterwards. So I have added this little piece inside, and I cut it with the same die that I used for this, but I just trimmed a slight little smidgen off the sides and the bottom, and I've added that in on both sides. And then I took this beautiful little sunray type of die, there's actually two, and I taped them both together there, and I die cut this shape which I've put on at the back here, and I'm going to glue one on here just exactly. I'll get it lined up with that, and it will be slightly higher at the front than the curve of this part here, but you just line up the two edges here and here, the 2 points, and glue that on, and it will look really, really lovely. Now I'm going to do that, and then I have taken this part and I've added the one of these onto the back, but I'm not going to add one onto the front, because you can see here whenever I pop this over, let's just get this on. I have gone ahead and I've used the Sent with Love gift box die set, and I've taken the little flower from it. So I have layered that up 3 times and added some of the foliage in behind it. And then I've taken the little tag die from this set, and I have cut that out in this paper as well here, and backed it onto some ivory card. And I've taken a little piece of 3mm ivory satin ribbon, and this is just going to go onto the front here, slightly off center, and with this hanging down. Now you can't actually hang that from the top here, because if you do, then the cylinder part won't remove up over it. But I'll go ahead and glue that, and that's that one finished, and it looks really, really elegant. I love those colours together. For my next one then, I've actually created the little base already, and I have done it in exactly the same way as I did the last one, and I've done put some lovely pink paper around the bottom, because I thought that was really nice against this ivory again. And I've also gone ahead and made the little pocket part up, and this time, instead of just gluing a semicircle in there, I have put a circle in, because I'm going to add 3 little drawers down there the same way as I have done on this one, but this time I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to decorate them as well with some of the little dies from the set. So I have this beautiful Baroque rose card on the top there, and I'm going to use that to decorate the drawers. So for the drawers you'll need 2 little die cuts here. So it's this large, well, large for a drawer anyway, this die, and you'll cut that out twice, And then I fold these in so that you'll see the inside of the drawer. Now, see this part on the inside of the drawer, but you may not really mind that because you might actually add some card. And in fact, I think I've actually, yes, I have actually added card on here as well. And I might just do that with this one because this is the texture wave card again, and being a drawer, it just actually might need some reinforcement as well. So I'll fold these ones in. Now when you come to this part, you want to fold that back the way, and then this one back as well, and all these little tabs backwards as well. So do the same thing with the other one. So these two get folded inwards, and these two in, and everything else goes backwards. And we'll do the same here. Just burnish that to help it along. Inwards, inwards, and inwards, and then backwards on that one, and back the way with these, and here, and here. And on these little parts here, you'll just want to give that a slight little curve, now just a slight curve like that with your bone folder. Just remember to lift these pieces out while you do that, because that makes it a lot easier. There we are. So what we want to do now then is glue these two pieces together first of all. So you'll put glue on that part and pop that on there. Now you'll know that's in the right place if you can fold this up comfortably, and this one, and just make sure that that folds over. Now glue these tabs on top here like this, and on the base ones you'll do the same. So you want those over the top just like that. And then you'll take your semicircle die, that's the large one again, and cut two of those out, and I've cut those out in the 300 GSM card, and we're going to glue this on here so it will be flush with the back but also flush with the front, so you'll know it's perfectly straight if you've got it matched up there. And then fold these little tabs round and glue them on here and here. Turn it over and do exactly the same on the bottom. That's the little drawer compartment made up, and you'll need to make 3 of those. Well, you don't have to, but 3 of them fit along the back of the cylinder. And then I have taken the Baroque Rose Satin Effect card and these 2 little dies. So this one cuts out the little rectangle and this one cuts out the detail for inside it. I've used them both together and I'm going to glue those on here. So one on this side and one on this side, and when I've done that, then you can see these are the other 2 that I've already done, and I'm going to take the one side of this because the other one, as you can remember, is still attached here. But before I glue this on, I'm going to pop those little pieces around on the back there and glue that on. So I'll just turn it over this way, you can see it better maybe. So there you are, and I'm going to glue 3 of those on top of each other and stack those up. Now I think on the blog post I've actually glued these tabs to this, so I've put the glue right across here and glued them directly on there, so you can do it either way, but this time I'm going to just tuck those in around the back, and then I'll glue it onto here, and that will be that all assembled. Because I've already done one little gift box with 3 drawers and the little pouch container at the back, and then I've done one with the 2 kind of pockets, I thought I would do this one slightly differently. So I have got my little shelf unit here, and this one is just going to be a shelf, so I have used this die along with the rectangle one, and I've made this little patterned piece which I've put in the back there, and then I've made a little drawer to go in here, and you can see that I'm going to show you then how to make that drawer, and we'll have 2 little drawers then here and this little shelf part, and this is the other piece that I have just added on. At the top of this, whenever I can't remember whether I said this or not, but when I glued these onto the back of this, I covered it with one more piece of ivory card just to cover up where the glue tabs went there, and then I used the beautiful little sunray in the Baroque rose yet again to cover the top of that. And now this one is going to have this pocket on the back, a little shelf and 2 little drawers. So now I'm going to show you how to make those drawers. So we're going to need one of these, and 2 of these die cuts. So that's this one, this one, and these are for the sides. And I've actually cut another extra one of these because I want to glue it on the bottom to reinforce that. And then I've cut 2 little panels for the sides, and as if by magic, I have already die cut the beautiful little panel that fits onto the front there as well. So we're going to fold all of this in. I like to do this way because it shows the inside of the card, but it doesn't actually really matter that much. I've cut a little panel for on the back of that as well, and I'll glue that on first. It's easier just to get that in at this stage because just a wee bit difficult maybe to line it up once it's glued together. So there we are, and then I'm going to move this piece in, put glue on here, and glue that on there on both sides, and then we'll attach it to this, and once I've got that done, then I'll add this part on. I'm just leaving that little drawer out to make sure the glue is completely dried because I don't want to put it inside here and then find that it actually sticks to that and I can't get it out again. But in the meantime, I've gone ahead and decorated the front of this. So I've used this long panel, the long rectangular one, and the decorative panel that fits inside it. And I've cut out 2 shapes of this with the Baroque Rose satin effect card, and I put one on the front and one on the back, and I just centered them up with the slits there. So I'll pop this over so you can see how it works. So I've glued this on here, and then I used the same flowers that I did for the other one here. And this time I just cut out the leaves in the Baroque Rose as well because I absolutely love that colour of card, and it's got an absolutely beautiful, elegant kind of sheen off it. And then I die cut the little label again, the little tag, and glued on some ribbon there, and I've put one of those on the back, one on the front, and that's it, finished. I didn't want to put anything on the top this time just to keep that simple and to keep it quite different from the others. So I'll just set this aside now and let all that glue dry. Well, that's them all finished, and what do you think? I absolutely love them. I seem to have spent a long time making them because I wanted to show you exactly all the different combinations of what you could do with them and how you can dress them up. So thank you very, very much if you've hung around to the end of this. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and leave me a little comment to let me know what you think. And also don't forget, if you haven't already, to subscribe, to hit the notification bell, and you can share the video if you like as well. I'll have my links to the products that I've used in this down below in the description, and they're affiliate links, so I'll get a little commission, but it won't cost you anything extra. And I really appreciate everybody who has used those up till now, and if you use them, thank you very, very much. So thank you once again. Happy crafting. Bye bye.